Okay, so hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Marie, and everyone who's going to watch this later. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, we have half an hour. Let's see if we can do this. In my head, the structure is just to introduce ourselves quickly and then jump into our topic. We're talking all about work-life transitions today and how basically what was your story and what helped you navigate it? Because like me, you jumped the corporate ship. And I know that many of the people I work with, especially women, are in a similar situation or they have been in similar situations. So it's always interesting to learn from each other.
Yeah,
So thank you so much for taking the time
my
and
pleasure.
for being here. Yeah, so I'm Eva. I'm based in the Algarve in Portugal. And yeah, I'm a coach and facilitator and help in those kind of situations in work-life transitions. But I'm also work in leadership and talent development for corporates. So I have like kind of multiple projects and things I work on. So I'm kind of in both worlds, which is always interesting. And my mission is also to combine them to improve corporate work and make that more fulfilling. But on the other hand, also help people who want to start their own businesses and kind of want to create a unique work path. And that's also why we're here, because soon on July 16, there's going to be a Heart at Work summer camp, which is for women who are navigating transitions like those we're going to talk about today and who feel maybe a bit stuck or feel a bit like, I want to change. I know I'm in this transition, but I feel maybe a bit alone or unsure. And so I kind of keep in my comfort zone. And the idea of the summer camp is that we meet, like we're meeting here today, and share experiences and help each other move forward. And even if it's like tiny steps, but to feel a bit less stuck and feel also less alone. So Marie, I know you, you're a dear friend, and we're both in Portugal, different locations. And you're a founder of Nomad Glow. I hope we're gonna get to know a bit about that. And I invited you and we talked because you also have a very interesting story and you just shared also you navigated many, many big, huge shifts. So maybe you can share a bit about the most recent one, also in with focus on your career, what was happening back then, give us a bit of context, how you felt and how you decided to make this big shift.
Absolutely. I need to say, I was listening and I was like, I'm in my comfort zone when I go out of my comfort zone.
Mm,
This is how I am right now because, like you said, I went to too many, not too many, but so many life changes. And
mm,
to go back and let's talk about dates. So 2016, I work for a big major multinational company in the cosmetic area. I've been
mm.
working in the cosmetic area since I'm 16 years old. So for me to go work for this big company was my life goal, this
Mm,
popular girls working on this big company. So that was my life goal. But I realized after two burnout at the same company, I did two very major burnout where I didn't know, but it was my body talking to me and asking me to change. But I kept going, and
mm,
the pandemic hit, and I have a call from my ex-bosses in this big multinational, and he said, "Do you want to come with me and help me with my marketing company?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not? We work for 6 years together, and I really, really enjoy working with him." So I said yes, and I went completely different from cosmetic to really marketing customer experience. It was
yeah.
cool, but then I realized that actually working in front of my computer every day was not meant for me. And I
Mm,
keep popping in my head some moment when I was young, when I used to, spend my time in nature, and I used to go walk with my mom in nature and her two dogs. And this is where I felt very, very alive. So
Mm.
I quit again my job, and actually quitting for me was the most amazing feeling. So when I used to sit in front of my boss or a manager or the HR, and I was about to give my resignation, I think this is when in my life I felt the most empowered.
Mhm.
Saying, thank you. Thank you for giving me the chance, but I'm going. And this sentence, and when you walk from the office of uh, the person you just resigned, it's for me
Mm.
the most powerful feeling. So
Mm.
you can like it's not bad giving your resignation. You choose yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So after that I choose myself again, I went to work for Nordora, which was a natural cosmetic. So a
Mm.
little bit I was coming to this natural environment. I worked there for 2 years, but it was not enough. I was not enough close to nature. So I
Mm.
gave my resignation again, and I booked a flight ticket to Costa Rica, which is my favorite country. And I spent a month there. I traveled to Guatemala and to Mexico. I met my husband that I have right now. And um, today we have an amazing child. We live in the center of Portugal. And I start my own holistic skin coach company. So
Mm.
now I'm working only with natural cosmetic from the nature. And just before that, I went to start my own company. I became a paddleboard teacher.
Oh.
So I quit everything from the corporate, and I went through the like play with the nature. So I
Mm.
was for 2 years a paddleboard teacher in Canada, because I'm from Canada, Quebec, Montreal, and I started a paddleboard school. So
Mm.
from the bottom, I hired teacher, I found some customer, and I gave some paddleboard classes for two summer, because in Canada the winter is very harsh.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I went through multinational to marketing company to a
Mm.
natural cosmetic company, started my own paddleboard company, and then moved here in Portugal and started my own skincare analyze
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Amazing.
that was
Mm.
this is my long journey. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm 35.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when you were talking, it's like so many shifts, right? And it sounds like you gave yourself the permission to experiment, to start over.
Yeah.
And by the way, anyone who's joining, also hi,
Hi.
Federica. If you have questions, please pop them in the chat.
Yes.
Because of course, maybe you also have yeah, some personal interests, or you have experienced something similar. So because now you're kind of starting over again, right? You're doing something new, you're doing something
Yeah.
on your own. What
Yeah.
helps you to kind of stay grounded, or to kind of, because it's scary, and I know that from my own experience, and I know also from those who are here. It's very uncertain, right? And you don't have the security, you don't have a regular paycheck. All these fears come up. Am I good enough? Do I have enough education? Is this, whatever, retirement, all these stuff, all these things that come up. What helps you to kind of navigate that?
So first of all, years of therapy. Years of therapy helped me so much. Yeah, hi to my psychologist. Then
Mm.
after that, like I said, I became very confident when I was giving my resignation and going to another project, So the change felt very easy and natural. But other than that, I also became more connected to myself. So more and more that I was achieving there's no ultimate goal in life. Life is the goal, but I mean, going further to the nature, I become more connected to myself, and I said yes more often. So I said yes to invitation to a podcast or to a retreat. I said yes to become a paddleboard teacher because I wanted to learn paddleboard, because my dream was not to become a paddleboard teacher. I just wanted to do paddleboard and play in the water. But I said, why not going having my certification? So this is why I after that I gave paddleboard classes. I did a lot of retreats, a lot of yoga, a lot of journaling, feeling my emotion, lots of cry out, a lot of cry out. And I trusted my own skills because I know it's scary. I know life and work change is scary because you think that you're going to lose everything, but you don't lose anything. You gain everything. And I feel more and more that I was changing my way to my goal. The money was coming because I was doing the best that I can. And I was better also to talk about my contract and my rate. And I was more shy to ask what I was worth it.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
you feel like you have learned that also to stand up for yourself and
ask the right price, and everything fall into places, obviously. Yeah. So this is what I did to help me and stay grounded. And yeah, also learn to say no when it's not the right rate or with the right people. That's important too, because you want to keep track of your goal.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you say is your goal, or do you have like a vision of how you see yourself?
Actually, I still believe that one day I will have my paddleboard school somewhere in Costa Rica. This is why actually the first time I traveled to Costa Rica, and I told my former boss in Nordera, and I said, I'm giving my resignation. He's like, oh yeah, why? I'm going to have my own paddleboard school in Costa Rica. And it was like, oh, great. Okay. He was a very good boss. So he really cheered me up. And he was like, if you have questions, please ask me. So my ultimate goal was to have my own school. And Nomad Glow, it's from my passion for the skin and the cosmetic. So why not having my own paddleboard school and be a skincare coach. So
yeah.
That's my goal.
That's so cool. Yeah. So you completely basically you don't have any ambition to go back into a corporate career or
Absolutely.
anything. You want to play, you want to be free, you want to be with nature, and also you gave yourself the allowance to kind of skip those expectations that society maybe has, right? What you should do in your 30s or what,
Absolutely, because I shut all the door of this, like, Instagram message, or those society wanted you to have to be married, to have a kid. Actually, my husband and I, we got married in Quebec 3 hours before taking our flight to go back to his country, Germany. We didn't do any celebration. Well, we went to a restaurant 2 hours before our flight. My mom came, another witness, and we went straight to the airport, and I was pregnant. So I just let life surprise me instead of controlling it and being absolutely like, I need to do that. And it's fun and very light.
Yeah, and also you got used to starting over and over again, and I think the traveling also helped, right? To be like you're out of your normal environment, and then you kind of have to start over again, or it makes it easier to kind of maybe let go of some of the conditionings you had in your home country and your home culture.
Absolutely, because obviously you did the same as me. You just went to a journey, And when you travel, you're not in vacation. So you don't know, actually, you don't know when you're going to come home. And in my side, I didn't have a home anymore because I sold everything. I sold my car, my apartment, everything. I went with a backpack and my computer. So helping, like traveling helped me to really get out of this comfort zone and to stop myself to attach to like all those material around me. So I was able to start conversation, and I obviously gave a paddleboard class in the middle of Guatemala to a American company. And I was like, you just show up, you say, hi, my name is Marie-Claude. I'm a paddleboard teacher. I see that you're doing paddleboard with your kids. Do you want me to teach you for this money? And I will. So the next day we booked a session and I gave a paddleboard class in the middle of Atitlan Lake. And I had the best time of my life. And they gave me like a surfboard. So I was like not like equipped at all. But the family, they were like, oh, thank you so much. When we go back in the US, we will give paddleboard classes. You just need to show up. You just need to talk with people. If you are like if you feel comfort enough to talk about what you do and what you love, you will get paid also to do it.
Yeah, that's also what I did when I started coaching. I finished my coaching certification, and I think I texted every single person on this planet I know, and I was like, hey, I'm doing this. Do you know anyone? I would not stop talking about it. And I think I was very annoying also, but it helped because I got very random like referrals, that they were like, oh yeah, I know this and this person who's going through something and they want to have coaching. And yeah, there's also, and I think, it's a good reminder actually to keep doing that, because sometimes when we're doing this for a while, we stop talking about our projects, or we kind of don't share enough of what we can do, and we get maybe a bit hesitant or shy. And one question I also get a lot is, how do you navigate doing this on your own? Because that can also feel quite lonely if you're working remotely and you're changing countries and then the language, and then and it's kind of you're doing everything, right? You're your finance head of finance, head of marketing, sales, designing your programs. It's how do you navigate that?
There is one name. His name is Florian.
But just get a super husband is basically the answer.
Or your husband, but seriously, I need, because I'm sure you will watch this video. It was like, how did you do it, Marie-Claude? So I managed until 2 years ago to I'm blushing because it's really true. My husband, I allow myself to let myself guide by him. So for the financial, for the country where we live. But 2 years ago, before I met him, I did all those transition alone. So I put money aside, which was not my biggest strength, but I put money aside and I travel, and it went well. Did my mom help me? Yes. I didn't do it on my own. Did I raise my credit card? Yes. I'm not saying do it, but if you need to do it, of course, the bank helped me. After that, changing country, I changed country with my husband, and obviously is financial security allowed me to start Nomad Glow. And it's obviously, don't marry a man just for that. If it helps too. But I need to say, no matter what you're gonna do, just do it. And like, life's gonna show you how to do your finance. And if you are alone in a country and you don't have money anymore, I will definitely tell not my story because I was okay, but I know like a friend, she was a massothérapeute, so she was offering massage, you know. She was like an osteo also, and she will offer on the beach, you know, with nice cushion, like massage and everything to have money to continue. So I think get very creative and everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah. And how do you navigate? Okay, so you said so a good husband is or a partner that supports you, and I know that he supports you on many levels emotionally, and he's also amazing father and just really amazing human being. But what about the rest? Like, how do you get support that you need? Community? How do you not feel alone in this?
That's actually the best question you asked me. I go to like women's circle, actually. Women's circle. I go to events where I meet people. And when I start Nomad Glow in last September, I met some clients. So I use Facebook group from the city that I was, and I just say, hi, I'm a facialist. I offer holistic facial for this and this and this. And I started to meet my new client who became friend. And then I went to business woman circle. And then in those business woman circle, I met future client, but also future friend. And I started to do my own marketing, which was on Instagram. I didn't create this big marketing campaign. I'm just stick to Instagram, and I posted on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook group, and I can say that I know, let's say, 50 people in less than 9 months. And this is how I built my community. Obviously, I was nourished enough meeting my client once or twice a day. So for me, it was enough. My battery of socialization was enough. So I was after that chilling with my husband and reflecting on the day. I didn't need too many support. And let's say now I have friends all over the world. In any country that I go, I will always know one or two person. But yeah, I show up to women's circle, show up to one day retreat, a yoga class. I remember traveling alone, and I made so many good friends that they are still in my life. And one of the girls, she's the godmother of my son, because I show up and I say, hi, my name is Marie-Claude. What do you do? So I would say just go and talk with people, and you will build yourself a community and talk about what you do. Example, you texted all your friends. That's good. Yes, I text everybody, invite everybody. I offer my facial for free to some of the person. I offer my program for free, so people they could talk about it, experiment it, and it worked. They went and they recommend me more people.
Yeah. I think I got also a bit better at that. If I go to events, that I'm just like, hi, I'm Eva, you're cool. Like, what are you passionate about? I just chatting them up. And then I will be like, hey, do you want to get a coffee? And most, I think we're all craving connection. So most of the times it's really like, yeah, of course. And then you have like a nice conversation. And then from there you can, always see and everybody knows somebody, if you have I think there's a saying, like, if you know two people, they know the whole world, because there's always so large networks. And one exercise I really like is to also visualize that, like, how many people do you actually know, and who can they know, not just, of course, to getting referrals, but just to being aware of how many resources you have available, how many people you can ask for support, and of course you can also offer the support.
Absolutely.
Yay. Okay, so just looking at the time, do you have any questions from the live audience? The ones who are watching the recording, they can't watch, but maybe you have something in your life at the moment where you feel a bit stuck, or I don't know, also navigating this change. Maybe there's something that you feel like, this resonated with me, or just something you want to share or ask. Then you can also unmute yourself. Federica.
I had a thought that resonated a lot when you said to ask also for what you want. You know, I think we're often, or that happens to me, I'm also independent or like a freelancer, and it's kind of hard to say, hey, like to make the invitation, you know, to say, you know, first obviously you connect, but then at some point to also say, hey, do you want to work with me, you know? And like go to enter this kind of brave space, you know, of like, and that is something that I'm learning hold, you know, also this possibility of rejection, right? That it's not right away against me personally, or, you know, like there's all this, that's why therapy also resonated with me, but, you know, to just be brave and, you know, fail, and like all of this is positive. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Resonated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
the worst thing that can happen is they will say no, and it's very rare because you show up, so they're gonna be like, oh wow, okay, I really want to work with her because she just show up.
Yeah. Yeah, and also if you don't ask, like I'm noticing recently, like I've been having these conversations with people, and somehow I thought things would just happen, you know, like, but if you don't ask for a thing, you know, like it makes so much sense, but like you have to make it easy for people also, right? Like they don't know that you want to work with them, that, you know, like they're in there every day, and to just be a bit more out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's so true. To just put a little bit more energy also into making this happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thanks. Jessica, did you want to share something?
Yeah, it was very inspiring also what you said, and well, what resonated with me. And first I thought, well, but I'm not there yet. The point of I just couldn't stop talk about it. And I felt first like, oh yeah, I wished I had such a passion yet to talk about, but the thing is to reach out and just to talk to people and say, well, I'm exploring now, can also, I guess, open up new possibilities. So ready to, yeah, to connect, to build up community. You can also start there. So that I just wanted to share. That's what I took away, to not wait for a passion to come, but to start exploring and talk about that. Thank you.
Bianca, you also want to share? Sorry to put you.
My mind is all over the place. I just heard so many interesting ideas and like very motivational, just because I'm in a like space at the moment where I'm a bit confused. But I'm actually flying to the Philippines next week and have some like potential business meetings. So I'm revisiting a lot of ideas from before COVID, ideas that I resigned for back in the day, like from finance, and that I kind of just shelved because my nerves got the better of me and I started getting scared. And yeah, and I don't know, now because of like a lot of changes that have been happening, I've just decided to go for a bit, to travel, reconnect with family there, and yeah, revisit some old ideas. So there's been some very good fuel and motivation, I think, in this.
Oh, so happy for you.
Wow,
Fingers
I have
crossed.
goosebumps. Yeah, just go for it.
Just go for it. I'll try.
Yeah. You had a really nice quote, Marie. I don't know if you want to read it. I thought that was also very inspiring with the burnout.
Absolutely. So,
and then we're gonna close. Yeah.
Actually, it's a quote from the book of one of my clients that you should absolutely read. The title is Beyond Bubble Bath and Face Mask from Victoria Evans. It's about radical self-care, and actually she's revisiting the self-care. And she quote Jim Quick. He said, sorry, many of us are not burned out from doing too much, but from doing too little of what makes us feel alive. So sometimes you think that you work for a big multinational and you work very, very like a lot and fast, and you're still tired and not motivated, but you're just not doing the right thing. I think this is how I interpret the quote.
Yeah, so good. And you can share also the book in the chat, because you told me about it, and it looks really, really interesting, because yeah, self-care is also highly misunderstood, I think. So going to the Philippines, or doing that stuff, kind of this taking action is often much more self-care than a bubble bath. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a very expensive face mask.
Exactly. Okay, are you gonna share this?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
Okay,
So
super.
I share you the name of the books, and it's on Amazon. I'm not Amazon. Yeah, Amazon Kindle. So if you have a Kindle, you just go, or you can order it through Amazon.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
welcome.
Yeah, and the good news is that Marie will also join the Hard at Work summer camp. So I'm very excited to continue this kind of conversation. And of course, if you want to join, or if you know people that are also in a kind of transition and have similar worries, or yeah, just feel a bit lost. I read it, this word also resonated with me. And I think this is like phases that we go through over and over again. I think that would be a nice space to come together. We're going to do this every 2 weeks on an evening, Wednesday evening, 90 minutes. And yeah, just have some space to kind of pause, reconnect, and also share with each other. So yeah, I'm excited. This is going to start on July 16. I'm also going to put the link here.
Yeah, but I just want to add, Eva,
Yeah.
like this is exactly those woman circle that I was talking about. Like exactly what you do. This is what, if you want to have big change, or if you need this oomph of doing this push, this is exactly the kind of circle that I register, but that I had registered to help me, because don't do it alone. It's not, there's like, this is not nice to do everything alone. It's better to do it with community.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for...
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
I put my Instagram in the note in the, if you want to connect with me or talk, if you have more question. It's nomad.glow.pt on Instagram. This is how you can reach.
And you're also on LinkedIn with your whole name, right? Marie-Claude Marion.
Marie-Claude Marion on LinkedIn, absolutely. If you have more question, and if you want to learn more about go deeper in my changes, and if you have question, please, I have a lot of story to tell.
Yes, it's true. Thank you so much for being here. Lovely.
Thank you, Eva.
Wish you all an amazing weekend.
Same.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Jessica, sorry. Hatte noch